At the heart of language lies communication. And at the heart of human beings is the need to take part in social interaction. This is the reason why the popular saying, "No man is an island," exists. Human beings have developed a natural way of communication incomparable to any other species, including their closest relatives, the chimpanzees, and the bonobos. This is evidenced by cave drawings, hieroglyphs, and the imitation of the sounds of nature, and more, all left behind by our ancient ancestors during the early stages of language. Let's take a look at our language today. What exactly makes it special and different? When it comes to animal communication systems, only a few distinct calls are used, serving only the purpose of addressing immediate issues such as danger, threat, food, or reconciliation. When it comes to the human language, we can express endless ideas and concepts. We can both convey and ask for information, as well as make requests and issue orders. Our language also contains the property of displacement, allowing us to talk about the events of the past, the future, as well as the present time. Users can also create an infinite amount of phrases and sentences, and a human child can learn the whole system just by simply listening to other human beings use the language. Isn't that impressive? Before asking the question, how was language acquired by human beings? We must first ask the question, how did human beings develop the unique capacity for speech over time, while other species, including our closest relatives, remained limited and incapable? Based on the article published by the Linguistic Society of America, the most widely speculated theory about the origin of language around 150 years ago was the theory that the hominids, also known as our human ancestors, began speech through grunts, hoots, and cries, which somehow evolved into the language that we know today. But keep this in mind, chimpanzees also did the exact same things, but they did not develop the same capabilities. What happened since the hominid and the chimpanzee's line started to diverge? And how did hominid communication start to have the modern properties of today's language? Between hominids and chimpanzees, there are other distinct characteristics that only humans possess. And this is where the theory of the physical adaptation comes in, which closely examines the different types of physical features unique only to humans, which are speculated to may have aided in speech production. Compared to chimpanzees, humans have lower extremities suitable for upright walking and running. We also have smaller teeth, weaker muscles, a lack of body hair. The shape of our vocal tract is also far more extended and has evolved around 100,000 years ago, allowing us to access a wide variety of sounds that early hominids were not capable of. While this does not necessarily mean that language hadn't existed back then, it does possibly mean that there was a way of communicating between hominids that only made use of a limited range of consonants and vowels. Our teeth isn't slanting outwards like those in apes. Our lips are also far more flexible and have more intricate muscles. Our mouth is also relatively small in shape and can open and close rapidly. We also have the larynx, or the vocal box, the voice box, which contains our vocal cords. They are all significantly placed at a significantly different position compared to other primates. And of course, we also have a larger brain size compared to other primates, which is also programmed to be able to perform far more advanced tasks. Some researchers believe that the human language may have started off as sign language. This is referred to as the tool-making source theory, which believes that manual gestures may have contributed to the growth of our language. Around 2 million years ago, human beings had developed a preferential right-handedness, allowing them to be more skilled in the field of tool-making and crafting. The manipulation and formation of new objects from already pre-existing ones, using both hands, is surely the evidence of the human brain at work. This is further supported by the fact that all languages, including sign language, require the organization and the combination of different signs and symbols into specific arrangements. British naturalist Charles Darwin, who invented and developed the theory of evolution, believed that before humans, or before language was invented, humans had already developed musical ability. This is further referenced in the theory of lala, or sing-song, which basically claims that human language developed from the sounds associated with song, play, laughter, which was also supported by Danish linguist Otto Jespersen. Basically, this theory focuses on the other romantic aspects of life as a precursor of language. Some researchers believe that primitive words derived from identifying and imitating the natural sounds from our environment. Otto Jespersen then proposed the theory of bow wow, which basically claims that our ancestors developed our language through onomatopoeic means by repeating naturally occurring sounds from our environment, such as hiss or screech or bang. Another theory that he proposed is the poo-poo theory, which on the other hand claims that our language evolved from the sudden emotional interjections, the sudden cries of emotion, such as ouch for pain and wow for joy and surprise. In order for communication to take place, social interaction must occur. This is where the theory of hehe comes in, which basically claims that language developed from the grunts and the groans and the hums and the curses from physical labor, such as when our ancestors were lifting or carrying things. And this theory basically focuses on the importance of social context when it comes to human language development. Just from these theories alone that we have discussed, it is undeniable that humans somehow possess a unique characteristic that allows them to communicate on a far more complex scale. Noam Chomsky, considered as the father of modern linguistics, claimed that certain linguistic structures had already been encoded in the child's brain, meaning human offspring is already born with the unique capacity for language. In this theory, language is speculated to have been a crucial mutation in the human gene. Language, like genes, can be passed on vertically from parent to children and can also be spread horizontally based on contact among populations. To this day, several speculations remain about how humans acquired language. Despite everything that we have theorized so far, this question remains open-ended. Any sensible linguist, when asked about the origins of language, will still respond with a simple, after all, as stated by Bernard Campbell in Humankind Emerging, we simply do not know and never will how or when language began. I believe it is a gift that we can use to speak of love and care for others, especially for those who cannot speak for themselves. As stated by William James, language is the most imperfect and expensive means yet discovered for communicating thought. We may never know for sure the answers we seek, but the beauty lies in asking all the right questions. Finding ourselves in a position of humbleness and humanity. Two characteristics which I personally believe were crucial when it came to the development and acquisition of our language. My name is Mira Medina from Bales 11, and I hope your questions have been answered. Thank you for listening.